it's Nikki Damon Mediation on this March sunny day. So I wanted to talk about, I'm focusing on astrology today. It came up in our Tuesday social divination chat. Please join us next week at 8 p.m. UK time if you want to. It's lots of fun. And we are not our charts. I say this all the time. We are not our charts. If we were our chart, then you could look at a chart and tell everything about somebody. You wouldn't have to think about possibilities, possible manifestations. You'd say, this chart, this person, But there's this X factor. There's more. We are more than the chart. And we have to be careful about how we make those judgments according to a chart. Now, it's the whole idea that someone will often put up or ask you, is this person a cheater? Is this person this? Is this person that? Is this person a psychopath? Is this person a narcissist? Now, you can only really tell that if you get a group of charts given to you, and then they tell you, okay, somebody here is a known psychopath. Which one? So you process of elimination, you go, okay, it's probably this one because of this, and this configuration. However, you can't actually tell that if you just go, tell me a lot about, all the information about this person. You can say they're probably like this, they probably do this, they probably, yeah. But you can't say they do this, because you don't know. There is more to a person than is what is made up in that chart. And we are more part of that process. We aren't just kind of static. And we have a choice in the way that we express the energies of our chart. And just in the way we have a choice in the way we express our soul desires, or how we, whether we're connected or not. In a chart, we can, you can't look at a chart and tell the sex. You can't tell whether they are a cheater or a psychopath or narcissistic, or all of these things that people often want to know by a chart, especially relationship charts. So, if you had a whole bunch of them, you would go, okay, well, I can tell you this about this person. Hitler's is a good example. I remember seeing Hitler's chart, and I can't remember the details of Hitler's chart now, but it was a workshop when I first started kind of taking astrology a bit seriously, about 10 years ago, maybe more. And we were given this chart, and we all said, tell us about this person. So we were like, well, they've got an issue with difference. That's something they struggle with. And then they're a huge animal lover. And you're just like, we didn't know whose chart it was, and it's not till later, it was accurate to a point. He is an animal lover. He has a problem with difference. Did not know that he was also a dictator, and also was, exterminated anyone who was different from him. That's essentially, a lot of, in a nutshell. So you can't tell by a chart without having more information. As I said, you can't tell the sex by a chart. So it already tells you there's more to a person than that. And you can't burden people by expecting, especially in dating, I see it a lot, or colleagues as well. But mainly in dating, you'll see somebody look at a chart and try and work out what their relationship could be. And essentially what they're doing is trying to mitigate risk. They're trying to say, no, this is, this person, I know by looking at this, we could be together forever, or trying to avoid issues, but you're taking out the factor of who that person is. There are certain configurations that you might want to go, oh, and I always use the Scorpio moon or moon in the 8th. Or you could use Mars Sun conjunction, or these type of things. You're going to want to know how that person deals with and expresses that energy, but you can't write someone off because of a configuration that's been quite difficult and they've worked through, because you don't know if they've worked through it. You don't know whether they've actually taken how they express that in a positive or negative way. And even if you say, oh yes, but you can say whether it's well placed or not, again takes the factor out. Are you saying that anyone who's worked through their potential issues of growing up and going into adulthood and issues that were based on their chart, are you saying that you can't work beyond it and you're always going to be judged by that? I think it's very important we look at how we are using the charts, and the assumptions and judgments that are being made as you look at it. And when you have the terms malefic and benefic, which is the reason why I don't like them in anything that's to do with a person, is that you're actually judging a person by the planets in their chart that they were born with. And, you know, the way I work, I do believe everything happens for a reason. So some people have a more challenging chart and some people don't so much. But doesn't make them any, you know, judging them by that, by their chart without knowing them is a real problem, because you've got these assumptions already. You've decided, you're essentially prejudiced against that person by what's in their chart. And I don't think that is what should happen. And especially in dating, be careful how you use the chart, but also understand a lot of the problems that you'll have in relationships are because someone is activating your own chart. And so it's really important when you start looking at relationships, focus on how their planets and how the transits, first of all, and how their planets fit into your chart without looking at their chart, because the issues often are going to come out because and if you're attracted to them, you're connected to them, that's something. And it's not, you don't have a great track record. It could be because something is awakening something in your chart, and you need to start making those decisions based on you first. And this is the same, you know, be wary of judging someone, you know, by a colleague. You don't know what's happening in their life, regardless of whether you have a chart of theirs or not. You don't actually know who they are and what they are unless you actually get to know them. And this is the important thing. Do not judge somebody by something that can't tell you everything about that person. It was a point in time, it is encoded into them, but it doesn't mean how they express it can manifest in so many different ways, and there are positive and there are negative expressions of placements and configurations. It is your choice on how you do it, and if not, you're believing strictly that we have no free will and everything is fate-based, and how we live our life we have no input into. And there's very few people actually believe they have no control, no input into their lives. But essentially, if we're looking at someone's chart and making a judgment, that is what we're making the assumption about. So that is my kind of passionate plea, is just be very careful about how you use that information about somebody to apply judgments and assumptions about it. Know the person is not the chart, and have that separation. It's interesting to know how people display certain attributes, because it does give you a real world, but also understand that there's multiple ways of displaying it. So that is my PSA for today. People are not their chart. So just be careful how you go in to, whether it's a consultation, whether it's just because you're using it for, you know, dating or trying to resolve conflict with a colleague or family. Just be careful of what assumptions you're carrying into that, because it's actually unfair. And a lot of people say, actually, no, I don't, I just let them show themselves. And, you know, it sits there. We let's not pretend we don't have some thoughts when we first see a chart. The most important thing is that you go in there and you're ready to let go of those immediately. You're not someone who goes, oh, okay, oh, but why are they expressing? They must be wrong, or this must be wrong, or maybe they're wrong, but take that out. Really, it's about them being a person. Always treat a person before you treat them as a chart, which maybe I should have started with, but hey, it's that kind of day. I hope it's sunny where you are, and I will see you for another video. Subscribe if you like these videos, and please comment, let me know what you want to talk about, because sometimes I guess I kind of just go on a tangent, so it'd be nice to have some feedback about what you like and what you'd like to see more of.